My beloved child, I see you there, sitting in the quiet moments of your day, your heart heavy with burdens that seem too much to bear. I know the weight of your struggles, the sleepless nights when you've cried out to me, wondering if I'm still listening. Today, I want you to know that I have never stopped listening. Not for a single moment. Your tears have not fallen in vain. Each one has been collected, precious to me like rare jewels. The prayers you've whispered in the darkness, the ones you thought might never reach heaven, I've heard every word. Nothing is lost in the space between your heart and mine. I understand that you've been waiting. Waiting for answers. Waiting for relief. Waiting for even the smallest sign that things will change. The days have turned into weeks, the weeks into months, and perhaps even years of faithful waiting. This waiting has tested your faith, pushed you to your limits, and sometimes made you question if I truly care about your situation. But my precious one, I want you to know something important. This season of waiting has not been without purpose. Just as the farmer must prepare the soil before the harvest can come, I have been preparing something beautiful in your life, a miracle crafted specifically for you. Yes, a miracle. Not just any blessing, but a divine intervention that will leave no doubt in your mind that I am still in the business of doing the impossible. What seems hopeless to human eyes is merely a canvas upon which I will display my power and love for you. Right now, in this very moment, as you hear these words, I am aligning circumstances, moving hearts, and setting the stage for something extraordinary to break forth in your life. The miracle you need is already in motion, though you cannot yet see it with your natural eyes. I see the financial burden that keeps you awake at night, wondering how the bills will be paid. I see the medical report that filled your heart with fear. I see the relationship that seems beyond repair. I see the dream that appears to have died. Nothing escapes my loving gaze. When you feel forgotten, remember that I am the God who calls the stars by name, yet knows the number of hairs on your head. The one who governs the universe is intimately acquainted with every detail of your circumstances. Your situation is never too small for my attention, nor too complex for my wisdom. Many of my children believe that preparation for a miracle means simply enduring until it arrives. But there is more to this season than mere endurance. This is a time of spiritual cultivation, where the soil of your heart is being tilled to receive the blessing I have for you. In this season of preparation, I ask you to do something that may seem difficult. Find gratitude even amid your struggles. For gratitude is the fertile ground in which miracles take root. Look around you, even in your darkest hour. Can you see small mercies I've provided? The friend who called at just the right moment. The unexpected provision that came when you needed it most. The strength to face another day when you thought you couldn't go on. These are not coincidences. They are my fingerprints in your life, reminders that I have never left you alone, even when circumstances suggested otherwise. I am working behind the scenes, and these small blessings are merely a glimpse of the greater miracle to come. Some days I know it feels as though your prayers are hitting a ceiling of brass. You've searched for signs of my movement, only to be met with what seems like silence. But my beloved, what you perceive as silence is often the sound of my hands at work, crafting something more beautiful than you could imagine. Remember the story of Joseph? For years, he languished in prison, forgotten and abandoned. But what appeared to be a season of waste was actually my divine preparation. Every hardship he endured was shaping him for the miraculous deliverance, not only for himself but for nations. What you are experiencing now is not punishment, it is preparation. The tears you've shed have been watering seeds of strength within you that you didn't know existed. The challenges that have threatened to break you have instead been breaking open new reservoirs of faith. Nothing, absolutely nothing, has been wasted in this season. I want you to understand something profound. The size of the battle often indicates the size of the blessing that awaits on the other side. The enemy would not fight so hard against you if there wasn't something remarkable coming your way. Take heart in knowing that the intensity of your struggle is often proportional to the miracle being prepared. During this time of waiting, I invite you to draw closer to me than ever before. Speak to me not just in formal prayers, but as you would to a trusted friend. Pour out your heart without filter or pretense. Tell me your fears, your disappointments, your frustrations. I can handle your honesty. In fact, I welcome it. Open my word and let it become alive to you in new ways. There are promises waiting to be discovered, ancient words with present power that will sustain you until your miracle manifests. My word is not just historical text, it is living breath that will infuse hope into your weariest moments. Surround yourself with voices of faith, those who will stand with you and believe when your own faith falters. I have placed certain people in your life to help carry you through this season. Their encouragement is my love expressed through human hands and hearts. As you prepare for your miracle, I ask you to begin seeing yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a vessel being fashioned for divine purpose. The very challenges that have caused you pain are being transformed into platforms for my glory to be revealed. Begin to speak with expectation about your future. The words you speak are powerful. They are either building bridges to your miracle or barriers against it. Choose to align your words with my promises rather than your problems. Speak as though the miracle is already on its way, because my beloved, it truly is. Look for the small signs of change that are beginning to appear in your life. Like the tiny cloud Elijah saw after years of drought, your miracle often begins as something barely perceptible before it grows into an undeniable reality. Train your eyes to see with hopeful expectation. I know there have been moments when you've wanted to give up. Times when continuing to believe seemed more painful than surrendering to despair. But you're still here. Still hoping. Still believing, even if that belief has been reduced to a flickering flame. And that, my precious child, is evidence of my grace at work within you. This season of preparation is not punishment for past failures or evidence of my neglect. It is the sacred space in which I am aligning every necessary element for your breakthrough. Just as a master chef prepares every ingredient before creating a magnificent feast, I am preparing every aspect of your miracle with careful precision. Soon, sooner than you might believe, you will look back on this waiting period with understanding. You'll see how every delay, every closed door, every apparent setback was guiding you toward a blessing far greater than what you would have settled for earlier. So take heart, my beloved. Lift up your head. The season of preparation is nearly complete. Your miracle is not just possible, it is inevitable because I have decreed it. And nothing in heaven or on earth can prevent what I have set in motion for your life. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. My precious child, I want to speak to your heart about the breakthrough that is coming your way. You've endured the season of preparation, and now I want you to understand the promise that stands before you. A miracle is not just a distant hope, it is a divine certainty awaiting its appointed time. Throughout history, I have consistently shown that breakthroughs often arrive after periods of testing. This is not because I delight in your struggles, but because there are treasures found in darkness that cannot be discovered in the light. The testing of your faith produces a steadfastness that is more precious than gold. And this steadfastness is completing its work in you, making you whole, lacking in nothing. Remember how Moses and my people stood at the edge of the Red Sea, the Egyptian army closing in behind them? It seemed there was no way forward, no path to deliverance. Yet precisely when all human options were exhausted, my power was displayed in its fullness. The waters parted, revealing a path where moments before there had been only impossibility. This is how I work. I wait until human strength reaches its end so that there will be no doubt about whose hand delivered the miracle. The waiting period you've endured has not been empty time. While you've been crying out, while you've been wondering if I've heard your prayers, I've been positioning essential elements for your breakthrough. Like a master chess player, I've been moving pieces into place, people, resources, circumstances, all aligning for that perfect moment when your miracle will unfold with divine precision. I want you to know that your health challenges have not escaped my notice. The pain that greets you each morning, the diagnosis that has brought fear into your heart, the medical bills piling up, I see it all. Your body is the temple of my spirit, and I am the Lord who heals. Even now, restoration is beginning at the cellular level. What medical science has declared impossible is simply the stage for my supernatural intervention. The healing you've prayed for isn't just possible, it's already in motion. Receive this truth: by my stripes you are healed. For those facing financial mountains that seem insurmountable, hear me clearly. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. All resources originate from my hand, and I delight in providing for my children. The debts that have kept you awake at night, the lack that has stretched your faith to breaking point, these are opportunities for me to display my abundance. In the coming days, you will see unexpected provision appear. Doors of opportunity that have long been closed will suddenly swing open. Resources will come from places you never anticipated. Remember the widow's oil that never ran dry? The same God who multiplied her resources is your provider today. And what of the relationships that seem beyond repair? The marriage that feels cold and distant? The child who has wandered far from home? The friendship fractured by misunderstanding? I am the restorer of broken things. I delight in taking what seems shattered beyond hope and creating something more beautiful than before. Even now, I am softening hearts, bringing revelation, and preparing the way for reconciliation that will leave you in awe of my goodness. The very relationship that has caused you the most pain will become a testimony of my redemptive power. Some of you have carried dreams in your heart for so long, dreams of purpose, of impact, of creating something meaningful in this world. Dreams that circumstances have tried to suffocate. But I want you to know that the dreams I place within you do not die easily. They may go dormant for a season, but at the appointed time, they spring back to life with greater vibrancy than before. The very dream you were ready to abandon is about to enter its season of fulfillment. Now let me tell you about the signs that indicate your miracle is approaching. First, you'll notice an unexplainable peace beginning to settle over your spirit, a calm assurance that defies your circumstances. This peace is not the absence of problems, it is my presence in the midst of them. When you feel this peace washing over you even while the storm still rages, know that your breakthrough is near. Another sign is a fresh hunger for my word. Suddenly, scriptures that seemed familiar will come alive with new meaning. You'll find yourself drawn to my promises, meditating on them day and night. This is not coincidence, it is my spirit preparing you, strengthening your faith for the miracle that approaches. You may also notice that certain obstacles begin to resolve themselves without your intervention. Small victories will appear along your path, confirmations that I am indeed working on your behalf. These are not random occurrences but breadcrumbs leading you toward your breakthrough. Dreams and visions may increase during this time, both while you sleep and in your waking hours. Pay attention to these. I often speak through such means, preparing your heart to receive what your mind might struggle to believe possible. You might experience an increase in spiritual opposition right before your breakthrough arrives. The enemy can sense when a miracle is imminent, and he will often launch a final assault to discourage you from receiving what I have prepared. Recognize this for what it is, not a sign of failure but confirmation that your deliverance is at hand. One of the most beautiful signs is a supernatural ability to praise me in advance of your miracle. When you find yourself thanking me for the breakthrough before you see it, when worship rises easily despite your circumstances, know that your faith is aligning with my purposes. This kind of praise is not just an expression of devotion, it is a powerful spiritual weapon that hastens your breakthrough. I want you to understand something profound about miracles. They often arrive not in the absence of natural means, but as a supernatural acceleration or multiplication of them. The boy brought 5 loaves and 2 fish, and I multiplied what was available. Look for the loaves and fish in your own situation, the small resources, opportunities, or relationships that I can multiply beyond natural expectation. The breakthrough awaiting you will not merely solve your immediate problems, it will establish a new foundation for your future. I do not offer temporary solutions but transformative ones that address the root, not just the symptoms of your challenges. Some of you have been asking for rain when I've been planning a river. You've been seeking relief when I intend restoration. You've been hoping for improvement when I am bringing transformation. The miracle approaching you now is greater than you have dared to imagine. In the story of Lazarus, Mary and Martha sent word that their brother was ill. They expected me to come quickly and heal him before death could claim him. Instead, I waited until Lazarus had been in the tomb 4 days. Why? Because I wanted to demonstrate that there is no situation too dead for my power to resurrect. Their disappointment at my delay turned to awe when they witnessed a miracle far greater than a healing, they saw resurrection power. Similarly, what you perceive as my delay is often my way of setting the stage for a greater display of glory than you initially requested. Now, hear me carefully. Your breakthrough will not look exactly as you have imagined it. I rarely work within the confines of human expectation. My solutions are higher, wider, and more comprehensive than what you would design for yourself. Be willing to recognize your miracle even if it arrives in unexpected packaging. Some breakthroughs come suddenly, like Paul's experience on the Damascus Road, a moment of blinding clarity that changes everything in an instant. Others unfold more gradually, like the healing of Naaman, who had to dip 7 times in the Jordan before his leprosy disappeared. Do not become fixated on the manner of your miracle's arrival. Whether it comes as a thunderclap or a gentle dawn, it carries the same power and love. For those who have prayed specific prayers, for healing of a particular condition, restoration of a specific relationship, provision for a certain need, know that I have heard every detail. I am not a distant deity who deals in vague generalities. I am intimately acquainted with the particulars of your situation, and my response will be just as specific. If you have felt that your miracle is for someone else, that you are somehow unworthy of divine intervention, let me speak directly to that lie. There is nothing in your past, nothing you have done or failed to do, that can disqualify you from my goodness. I do not grade on a curve, bestowing miracles only on the most deserving. My love for you is not based on your performance, but on my character. And my character is unchanging. I want you to begin seeing your breakthrough not as a distant possibility, but as a present reality unfolding in spiritual realms before manifesting in the physical world. In my economy, your miracle already exists. It is simply awaiting the fullness of time to be revealed in your experience. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is at work in your situation right now. The same love that sent my Son to the cross is focused intently on your need. The same wisdom that created the universe is applied to the complexities of your circumstances. Nothing about your situation is too difficult for me. As you stand on the threshold of your breakthrough, I urge you to guard your heart against discouragement. The final stretch before a miracle often feels like the darkest hour. Just as a woman in labor experiences the most intense pain right before new life emerges, the greatest pressure often precedes your greatest deliverance. My beloved, the promise of breakthrough is not a vague hope, it is a covenant reality secured by my faithfulness throughout generations. What I have done for others I will do for you. The miracles recorded in Scripture were not meant to be merely historical accounts but patterns of my continuing work in the lives of my children. Look up from your circumstances. Fix your gaze not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Your breakthrough is already secured in the unseen realm, and it is pressing toward manifestation in your experience with unstoppable momentum. The promise before you now is not that all your problems will instantly vanish, but that in the midst of them, my glory will be revealed in ways that transform both you and your circumstances. Your miracle is not just about changing your situation, it's about revealing my character to you and through you to others. Get ready, my child. Position yourself in faith. Your miracle is no longer just a promise on the horizon, it stands at the door, knocking. The breakthrough you have prayed for, wept for, and believed for is about to become your new reality. My precious child, the time has come to prepare your heart to receive what I have prepared for you. A miracle awaits, not as a distant hope but as a present reality ready to manifest in your life. Now is the moment to position yourself to receive this divine gift with open arms and an expectant heart. First, understand that your ability to receive is as important as my willingness to give. Just as an open hand can hold more than a clenched fist, an open heart can receive more than one constricted by doubt. Release your grip on disappointment, on past failures, on the timeline you created in your mind. Your miracle requires room to flourish, and holding tightly to how you thought things should unfold can actually block what I am ready to pour out. Faith is the vessel that holds your miracle. Not perfect faith. Not unwavering faith. Simply genuine faith, the kind that says, I believe, help my unbelief. This honest faith, even with its questions, is precious to me. I am not looking for spiritual giants who never doubt, but for humble hearts who choose to trust despite their doubts. Your faith may feel small, like a mustard seed, but that is all that's needed to move mountains. Begin to declare my promises over your situation, not as a formula to manipulate me into action, but as a way to align your thoughts with my truth. My word is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword. When you speak it aloud, power is released into your circumstances. The same voice that spoke creation into existence now speaks through my word into your situation. Prepare your heart by practicing gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present. It opens your spiritual eyes to see the countless ways I've already been working in your life. Each "thank you" is an act of faith that positions you to receive even more. Even before your breakthrough fully manifests, thank me for what is coming. Forgiveness is also crucial in this preparation. Unforgiveness can be a significant barrier to receiving your miracle. Are you holding resentment towards someone who has wronged you? Are you angry with me for what you perceive as delays or unanswered prayers? Are you unable to forgive yourself for past mistakes? Release all of it. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was acceptable. It means you're refusing to carry the burden any longer. I call you now to a posture of expectancy, living each day as if your miracle could arrive at any moment. This expectancy is not nervous anticipation but peaceful assurance. It's setting an extra place at your table, like Elijah's widow prepared for the prophet before her miracle of provision. It's carrying an umbrella before the rain clouds form, as Elijah did when he prayed for the drought to end. For some of you, preparation means making physical space for what you're believing to receive. If you're praying for a child, prepare a nursery in your heart, and perhaps even in your home. If you're awaiting financial blessing, organize your finances to steward well what is coming. If you're seeking healing, begin making choices that honor your body as the temple of my spirit. These tangible acts of preparation are powerful declarations of faith. Surround yourself with people who nurture your faith rather than feed your doubts. The company you keep will either lift your faith or drain it. Choose carefully. You need voices that echo my promises when your own faith falters, people who can stand in the gap when you grow weary of believing. Their faith can help carry you across the threshold of your miracle. Take inventory of the words you speak about your situation. Your words have creative power. They can either reinforce your current reality or help create a new one. Begin to speak as though your miracle has already happened. Instead of saying, "I hope I'll be healed someday," say, "By His stripes I am healed." Rather than, "I wish my finances would improve," declare, "My God shall supply all my needs according to His riches in glory." As you prepare to receive, embrace the waiting with purpose. This final stretch of waiting is not empty time but sacred space where your faith is refined and your heart is expanded to receive more than you could previously contain. Use this time to draw closer to me, to know my heart more intimately. The relationship we build during your wait is itself a miracle that will outlast whatever temporal blessing you're seeking. Now, here are practical steps to align with the coming blessing. Begin each day in my presence, even if just for a few moments. This daily connection recalibrates your spirit to recognize my voice and my movement in your life. Write down specific promises from my word that speak to your situation, and review them daily. These are not just nice sayings but covenant commitments backed by my character. Share your testimony in advance. Tell someone what you're believing for and why you trust me to do it. This act of faith honors me and strengthens your own conviction. Take decisive action in the direction of your miracle. If you're awaiting healing, take steps toward a healthier lifestyle. If seeking provision, be faithful with what you already have. If longing for a restored relationship, extend the olive branch of reconciliation. Look for opportunities to be the answer to someone else's prayer. Sometimes the key to unlocking your own miracle is becoming part of another's. As you give what you have, whether encouragement, time, resources, or prayer, you participate in my kingdom economy where no good seed fails to produce a harvest. Be willing to receive your miracle through unexpected channels. I rarely limit myself to the means you might anticipate. The Israelites expected manna to continue in the wilderness, but I had planned for them to eat the fruit of the promised land instead. Don't miss your miracle because it doesn't arrive in the package you expected. Finally, my beloved, know that whatever form your miracle takes, my ultimate purpose is to draw you closer to me. The greatest miracle is not the changing of your circumstances, but the transformation of your heart. As you receive what I have for you, remember that the gift is precious, but the giver is the true treasure. I stand ready now, arms extended, miracle in hand. Will you receive it? Will you open your heart fully to what I have prepared? This is your moment, a holy invitation to step into the fulfillment of promises prayed for and promises yet undreamed. Your wait has not been in vain. Your tears have not gone unnoticed. Your faith, even when as tiny as a mustard seed, has moved my heart. Now watch as it moves your mountain. Get ready, my precious one. Your miracle is here.